The first time I realized my father's new wife was stealing my life, it wasn't dramatic. It wasn't a screaming match or a public meltdown. It was a photo. A photo she posted on Facebook at 6:17 a.m., filtered warm and soft, with the caption, "Morning rituals. Some things just ground the soul." In the photo was a ceramic mug with a chipped rim, a beige knit blanket, and a paperback book resting open on a reclaimed wood table. My mug. My blanket. My book. My hands started shaking so badly I almost dropped my phone. Because that wasn't just a setup she liked. That was my life. And she had been copying it piece by piece. And while I'm getting started, don't forget to subscribe. This is where we'll find the wildest family dramas, real-life revelations, and stories you won't be able to tear yourself away from. My name is Claire Whitman, and for most of my adult life, I was the quiet one. The responsible one. The daughter who learned early how to make herself small so others could feel comfortable taking up space. I was 32 when my mom died. She'd been sick for years. Autoimmune complications, hospital visits that blurred together, medications with names too long to remember. I became her caretaker before I even realized it was happening. I managed her appointments, cooked her meals, sat beside her bed at night listening to her breathe, counting the pauses. My father, Richard, loved her. I believe that. But love doesn't always translate into showing up. He worked late. He traveled. He coped by avoiding. I coped by staying. After Mom passed, the house felt hollow. Sounds echoed. Dust settled faster. Silence became a physical thing I carried in my chest. I stayed another year, cleaning out closets, sorting memories, holding my father together when he cracked and pretending I wasn't cracking too. I postponed my own grief to manage his. That was my role. Always had been. So when he told me, barely 18 months later, that he'd met someone, I smiled and said I was happy for him. Inside, something cold slid down my spine. Her name was Evelyn. She was 45, 15 years younger than my father, effortlessly polished in a way that made you feel underdressed even when you weren't. She had glossy dark hair, perfect posture, and a voice that was always calm, too calm. Like she'd practiced it. When Dad brought her to dinner for the first time, she wore soft neutrals. Linen pants. A cream sweater. Minimal jewelry. My style. "I've heard so much about you, Claire," she said, touching my arm like we were already close. "Richard says you're the strong one." I didn't like the way she said it. As if she'd already categorized me. Filed me away. During dinner, she laughed at my father's jokes before he finished telling them. She refilled his wine. She cleared plates without being asked. Helpful. Efficient. Seamless. Too seamless. When I mentioned I worked as a freelance editor, she tilted her head. "Oh my goodness," she said. "I've always loved books. Words. Stories. Maybe I'll finally write something now that I have the time." I smiled. Again. That was the first red flag. At first, the copying was subtle enough to explain away. She started wearing the same muted color palette I did. She bought the same brand of oat milk I used. She rearranged the kitchen shelves exactly the way I had them before I moved out. "She just likes your taste," my aunt said when I mentioned it. "Take it as a compliment," my brother Mark shrugged. Mark had always been my opposite. Loud. Confident. Emotionally unavailable. He lived 3 states away and called once every few months, usually when he needed something. He adored Evelyn. "She makes Dad happy," he said. "That's all that matters." I wanted to believe that. But then she cut her hair. I'd worn mine in a blunt shoulder-length bob for years. No bangs. Clean lines. Practical. 2 weeks after I posted a selfie with a new trim, Evelyn showed up to Sunday brunch with the same cut. "Isn't it funny?" she said brightly. "We have the same hair now. People must think we're sisters." My father laughed. I didn't. The real shift happened when Evelyn moved into the house. My mother's house. Dad insisted it was time. Said the place felt empty. Said Evelyn would bring life back into it. What he didn't say was that she would replace everything. She boxed up my mother's belongings with surgical precision. Her clothes, her photos, her notes tucked into drawers. She asked me before donating anything, Dad said defensively when I noticed. She didn't ask me, I said. Evelyn overheard. Oh, Claire, she said softly. I didn't want to burden you. You've already done so much. I thought you'd want to move forward. Move forward. She painted the walls, changed the curtains, replaced the couch. Then she started posting. Daily posts. Quotes about healing. About second chances. About becoming the woman you were always meant to be. And somehow they mirrored things I had written. Things I had said. Things I had shared years earlier on my private blog. A blog I'd stopped updating after my mom died. One night, scrolling mindlessly, I froze. Evelyn had posted a paragraph. Word for word. It was mine. I pulled up my old entry, heart pounding, comparing line by line. The phrasing. The rhythm. Even the punctuation. I commented, hands shaking. This sounds familiar. Within minutes, she replied. Oh, isn't it amazing how universal experiences can be? We all grieve the same in different ways. Then she deleted the post. I stared at the screen long after it was gone. The gaslighting came next. When I confronted her privately, she smiled with concern. You're under a lot of stress, she said. Grief does strange things to memory. I wrote that, I said. Years ago. She leaned closer. Lowered her voice. Claire, are you sure? Because Richard thinks you've been struggling. We're worried about you. That word landed like a slap. Suddenly, my father started questioning me. Are you sleeping enough? Maybe you should talk to someone. Evelyn's just trying to help. Help. She joined a book club, my old book club. She started attending yoga classes at my studio. She began using the same phrases I did. The same jokes. Even my friends noticed. She's like you, but louder, my best friend Jenna said one night over wine. It's unsettling. Then Evelyn crossed a line she couldn't uncross. She announced she was writing a memoir. At a family dinner. About finding herself after loss. I think my story could help so many women, she said, looking directly at me. Especially daughters who struggle to let go. I excused myself to the bathroom and threw up. The climax came on my mother's birthday. Every year, I lit a candle and made her lemon cake. It was our thing. Always had been. That morning, Evelyn posted a photo. A lemon cake. With the caption, honoring the woman who made this family what it is. She had baked my ritual. In my mother's kitchen. Using my recipe. Something inside me snapped. I drove to the house without calling. Walked in without knocking. She was there, arranging flowers. You can't do this anymore, I said. My voice shook, but I didn't stop. You can't wear my skin and call it healing. She stared at me. Then, slowly, she dropped the smile. You're selfish, she said coldly. You think pain gives you ownership over everything. That's my life, I said. My words. My memories. She stepped closer. You don't use them anymore. I do. My father walked in mid-argument. Evelyn turned instantly, tears appearing like magic. She's attacking me, she sobbed. I've tried so hard. I looked at my father. For once, I didn't explain. I didn't justify. I didn't soften. I'm done, I said. The fallout was brutal. Family group chats exploded. Mark accused me of jealousy. My aunt said I was cruel. Evelyn posted vague quotes about betrayal. I lost access to the house, to the memories, to my father, who chose silence over confrontation. So I walked away. I deleted my old blog. I changed my name online, cut my hair shorter, dyed it darker, moved cities. I became someone else, not because she took me, but because I finally chose myself. Years later, I heard Evelyn's memoir never sold. That without my shadow to copy, she didn't know who to be. As for me, I rebuilt quietly. And this time, my life was mine alone.